King Jeongjo was born in 1752. He was the son of Crown Prince Sado. When he was 10 years old, his father was sentenced to death. In the same year, he was arranged to marry his future Queen Fue, who came from the Cheoljong clan. Queen Min was her great-great-grand aunt. In his young age, Jeongjo met a little girl in the palace. She was his future beloved consort, Uibin. Uibin was a lady-in-waiting of Jeongjo's mother, Queen Hongyeon. She entered the palace at only 10 years old in 1762. The queen treated her like her own daughter, so Uibin led a happy life in the palace. There was minimal record about the interaction between the young Uibin and Jeongjo, but clearly Jeongjo was gradually attracted by Uibin. In 1766, when the 14-year-old Jeongjo was still a prince, he asked to take Uibin as his concubine. However, Uibin rejected him. She said because Jeongjo's wife was not yet pregnant, she could not do that. Therefore, Jeongjo did not push her for it. 10 years later, Jeongjo succeeded the throne at 24 years old. Because his wife Queen Fue still did not bear any children, Jeongjo married 2 other concubines, Wanbin and Hwabin. But Jeongjo still could not forget Uibin, the girl he met and liked when he was still a little boy. In 1780, he asked to take Uibin as his concubine. However, once again, she rejected him. This time, Jeongjo was angry and punished Uibin's subordinates. Uibin finally succumbed and accepted the king. It was believed that Uibin had a close relationship with Queen Fue, who was very gentle and kind to everyone. Therefore, Uibin did not want to betray the queen. Some also say Uibin lived happily and freely as a lady-in-waiting, so she did not want to get involved in the power struggle between concubines. In the end, she accepted the king and became the favorite Shangyi, the highest attainable title for a lady-in-waiting. During 1780 to 1781, Uibin underwent 2 miscarriages. In 1782, she finally gave birth to a son. In less than 100 days after his birth, the little boy was appointed as the crown prince. Uibin officially became the concubine and was given the title Cheoljong. In 1783, she was promoted and was given the name Uibin. Uibin was gentle and neat. She was always appreciative of all the things she had. She even spoke to her son respectfully because he was the prince of the country. Uibin was frugal. She did not use silver cutlery. Her cutlery was made of wood. Her living place did not have a lot of decorations. She never wore expensive clothing. She only ate simple food. King Jeongjo gifted her a lot of expensive food and luxurious fabric, but she always shared this with other people. She said everything was too luxurious for her. Uibin was careful about her behavior. She never gossiped about other concubines. Even though she was favored by the king, she never used it to benefit her own family. In 1784, Uibin gave birth to a daughter. Unfortunately, the baby girl died just after 2 months. Even worse, 2 years later, her only son got the measles, an infectious disease producing small red spots all over the body. His situation worsened. The prince died in the same month. At that time, Uibin was pregnant. Although she was deeply saddened by all the devastating tragedies, she did not show her emotions in front of others, including the king. She said she had to be responsible to her body because she was bearing the child of a country. However, her health grew worse and did not get better with any treatments or medicines. King Jeongjo came to take care of her on a daily basis. He checked all the medicines personally and kept the medicine bags and container in Uibin's bedroom in order to prevent them from being poisoned. However, despite the great care, Uibin eventually died during the last month of pregnancy in 1786. The day before she died, King Jeongjo went to see her. She cried and said it would be a blessing if the queen could bear a prince, so she wished the king to visit the queen more after she died. King Jeongjo agreed. The actual cause of Uibin's death was unknown. Historians speculated that Uibin suffered from preeclampsia, a pregnancy complication with high blood pressure. Some said she was poisoned by another concubine who was then banished from the palace afterwards. However, it was merely a rumor without proof. After Uibin's death, King Jeongjo wrote an epitaph on her gravestone to show his love for her. He even said Uibin was the only woman he loved. In the next year, the queen still did not bear a child. Under the pressure to produce an heir, King Jeongjo had to marry another concubine. She was Consort Sukbin. Finally, in the following year, Consort Sukbin gave birth to a son, who was later appointed as a crown prince. In 1800, King Jeongjo died suddenly at the age of 47. His 10-year-old son took the throne as King Sunjo.